When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to be back here with the things I've been knowing. When you two makes the tall trees bend into leaning, suddenly the snowflakes that fall, they have a meaning. Sprinkling the two makes it all clear. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its shape now that I know where I'm going. I have had my mind and body strutting around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. Oh, oh, if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard for us to believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it taught me to love. So it's real to me. And I've learned that we must look inside our hearts. Timothy, what they got to do with the story? Nothing. It's just nice to be home. How y'all doing? Kimberly White, Shirlene. Are you the Shirlene with the skits? Oh, that's a different Shirlene. Shirlene Smith. Hi, Miss Ashley. How y'all doing? Miss Joyce is here. Jesse. What's going on, people? I'm back home. Can you believe? Now, I'm supposed to be in there a day or two. I ended up being there 4 days. They sliced my whole damn neck open. Correct. And they took out 3 bones in my spine. This is spine surgery. It gets pretty serious. It's pretty serious if you have spine surgery, right? Because it could paralyze your ass. But they took out that and they put in titanium to replace those bones. Titanium, of course, is a lot stronger than bone. Anyway, as they were doing that, they discovered something else. Because I could have been out the next day. They discovered I have what is called AFib. Now, I don't know anything about no AFib. I've never had a problem with my heart, no heavy breathing, no nothing, right? But they told me I had AFib, and then that's a heart issue when your heart has an irregular beat. Where it might have been had a regular beat because you're slicing my neck open, but whatever. They say sometimes surgery brings that on. So then I had this heart issue, and that's primarily what my recovery was about, and why I spent extra days in the place. But it's all over now. I still got a little bit of recovery to do, but I walked my dog this morning. That's a big test because I've been in bed for 3 days, and now I'm here with you guys. How y'all doing? Y'all miss me? I made video in the hospital, but it wouldn't go through. I don't know. I guess their Wi-Fi wasn't right or something. But we are here now. Feeling better? What's going on, Ambrosia? Miss Ashley? Feeling better? Yep. I'm feeling a whole lot better. They gave me some oxycodone. But oxycodone doesn't really do anything for me. I know people get hooked on it. It becomes a drug. I don't know why, because they don't do a goddamn thing for me. But I assume that it does address the pain. That's why I'm not feeling pain. So we'll do that for a couple of days. And then they say in a couple of weeks I should be okay. But as long as I'm able to talk to you people, I'm fine. Tell us your testimony, Deacon. Tell us your testimony. Miss my smiling face. Smiling faces. Okay. I'll resist the urge to sing a song about every goddamn thing somebody says. Sometime. Hey. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. I missed you guys too. I've really grown accustomed to this thing here. Because as I said, I am a homebody, right? So I don't be out there in the world, in that world. That's what my grandma used to call it, that world. I said, what world, Grandma? We don't got one world, girl. Out there in that world. Anyway, so it is good to be back. But what I'm here to talk about today, let me see. I'll be back. Okay. Thank you for all your well wishes, people. I appreciate it. So now I shouldn't have to worry about my neck anymore. But there'll be other things. You know, I'm an old man, so it is what it is. But I'm here because I'm very happy. Right before I went to the hospital, I got contacted by the formatter of my book and the one who publishes it. I could do it myself, but this person actually takes it onto line in several places. So now the Kindle book, it always comes out first, right? The Kindle book is available right now for The Battle. So this is my newest book. Surprisingly, it only took me 9 months this time to create this new book. It is a fascinating story. It is a mixture of autobiography and fiction, right? But it starts out, it seems, people who have read the Myth Monster book, they'll see a similarity because we started out just like my own real story, right? That's the way I write many times. I start off with something real to focus on and take it from there. But I'm very happy about it. It's available on Kindle. I think it's like $5 or $6. And then usually takes only a day later, a couple of days, it'll be available in the paperback. I tried to order my copies. I couldn't even do that. So it takes a couple more days because they actually have to print paperbacks. Correct. But I'm happy about it. It's my 9th book. I've written 9 books. People say, oh, you must be a brilliant writer. No, basically, when you retire, you will have more time to pursue your other interests. And I happen to love writing books. Correct? Obviously, I love it. I mean, I did 9 of them. But this story, it starts off as Timothy Blaine getting out of prison. Actually, I'm going to read a little bit of this book. I'm going to read you one page from the introduction, and then I'm going to jump to chapter 1 and read you a couple pages there. Okay? The book is The Battle, Evil versus Something Worse. Hold on a minute. Forward. We can read the forward. Forward's so short. Campbell, step it up, Campbell. It was the voice of the cop behind the property window in the release area of San Quentin State Prison. I've just completed my first 3-year sentence, having been there for about 13 months. I'd received 3 years, sure enough, but by the time I had finally made it to up north, I'd blown through a nice chunk and worked for halftime. My crime, petty theft, or more accurately, violation of probation on what started as a petty crime. I was a shoplifter and not a particularly good one. I spent an awful lot of time in the LA County jail until the system finally said, enough. Campbell, you want out of here or not? Said the prison cop. I'll admit I was moving kind of slowly. I'd just been informed that since I was from Los Angeles, I only be getting half of my gate money. Inmates paroling from a California prison generally get $200 gate money. I was told I'd get the other half from my parole officer when I got back to LA. Damn it, I was counting on that money. Now I barely had enough for a bus ticket home. Fuck that. I needed a hit. Oh, did I forget to mention that at the time of my arrest, I'd been a hardcore meth addict. So that's the part of the intro or the forward, correct? Now let's get into the meat of the story. So that's me. That's what happened. It soon becomes the character's story. Chapter 1, New Life, New City. Hey, who's that dude? I asked of a fella I'd met in an alley off Polk Street uh, a day earlier. Calls himself Falcon, said Slim. That was his handle. Asshole really thinks he's running shit around here. Just another nickel and dime hustler. Looks like he's doing pretty good, you ask me. Did you see that shit? Yeah, I saw it, said Slim. Hell, everybody saw it. That's his stick, making drug deals right out in the open. Wants everybody to know who he is and what he does. Which is, I asked. I mean, what's he selling, man? Meth, of course. That's what most of these freaks around here do. Hey, I hope you're not into that shit, Errol. You're just getting out, man. Believe me, that shit is pure evil. Guaranteed ticket right back to where you just came from. So you my daddy now. Damn, nigga, we just met, I said. And exactly why are you hanging out on Polk Street, Slim? This is where you buy meth, crack, weed, dick, and booty. I used to get down. Now all I sell is a good time. And you judging. You know that dude? Everybody knows that dude. You got $30, he's your best friend. Introduce me. A tweaker, said Slim. I should have known. Just like I should have guessed what you was out here selling. Fuck all that. Just take me over there, man. Tell him I got $50. Falcon was a 30-something-year-old white ex-con with a record stretching back to Oklahoma City. He'd been abandoned at 14 after both of his parents were busted for operating a meth lab in a shed behind their double-wide trailer. After the shed blew up a second time, local and federal cops moved in. Immediately after his parents' arrest, he and his younger sister were placed in foster care. That lasted all of 2 weeks. Before his 15th birthday, Vincent Rivers was living in San Francisco, selling drugs and calling himself Falcon. What's up, bro? I heard we got business, he said. Bad news. I just tapped out. Walk a couple of blocks with me. Cool, I said. I got nowhere else to be. We talking half a gram for $50, right? Well, you sure as hell don't look like a cop. But how can I be sure? No offense, dude, but that's the same shit they try. This help, I said, flashing my prison ID. Damn, when you get out? 4 days. So far, the product around here has been crack. Well, you just bumped into the right dude, said Falcon. I never cut my stuff and weigh every single bag. Little advice. I forgot your name. They call me Errol. I'm from LA. Okay, Errol. You need to get rid of that Quentin ID. Believe me, that's the last thing you want to have if you get stopped. What unit were you in? You know Quentin? Some people say it's my other home. Okay, here's the spot. Usually I don't bring people up, but for some reason, I want to help you out, Errol. You need a shower and some decent clothes. And that's where it really began for me in San Francisco. Falcon and I became quick friends. 3 days later, I was working for him. That's the beginning of chapter 1. So you would think, okay, this is a story about crystal methamphetamine. That was my particular drug. As I told you, when the story starts, it is me. The guy's name is Errol, the main character. But as in all my books, the characters take over the story, correct? And so the story, initially it seems like the story is about crystal meth, but that's not the story, correct? You're right about what's around you, what you're seeing every day. And unfortunately, here in San Francisco, what I'm seeing every day are young kids strung out on fentanyl. It is epidemic in this city. Now, I was a meth addict. I can't judge. I know what happens with drugs, how you can get hooked, but it is a hard thing to watch. These people who are bent over, standing up while touching the ground, it's hard to watch. And many times you look at their faces through the dirt and the dirty clothes and all that, you'll see that these are just kids. So I have to resist telling the whole story. I love the story. I want you guys to buy it. If you're a reader, you're going to love this book. Okay, that's my introduction. So it's available on Kindle right now. In a couple of days, probably Monday or Tuesday, it'll also be available in paperback at Amazon.com. It's also available other places like Barnes and Nobles and so forth, or it will be. Okay, Amazon's the best. Yeah, so I'm okay. Love Sparkle Covington. Came through that certain. I don't know about this damn AFib. They made a big deal out of AFib. But while I was in the hospital, I called my sister to tell her my family was a mother and two sisters, right? So I called my sister to give her an update. And she told me that she and my other sister had both had AFib. They had it since she said she had since she was 24. So apparently it's something that is run in my family. They weren't aware of it. I mean, I've had so much stuff, but they're finally catching this AFib thing. They say it was triggered by the surgery, but it's just good to know there's medication for that. And one more thing in the pill box is all I can say. So this the new book? Yep, this is the new book, Soul Sister #1 show. Brand new book, honey. The Battle, baby. The battle is not what you think it is. Let me get the cover back. I love the Kindle. All my books are on Kindle, right? I don't have the patience to read paperbacks anymore, but some people still like paperback books. This damn thing is terrible with the light. Jesus Christ. Hold on a minute. Turn that off. Well, it'll be in all of my thumbnails for a while. The Battle. See that young black man there? He has no idea what kind of battle he was about to face, honey. It ain't just other drug dealers either. Welcome everyone. Okay. Last year I saw a guy. Last year I got off downtown Detroit, and he was about my age, and I was thinking, look, my throat is gone. I was thinking, Lord, that really could have been me. Ooh, it could have been me with no clothes and no food. Oh, I could have been alone without one friend or just another number with a tragic end. But he didn't see to let none of these things be. And every day by your power, you keep on keeping. And I want to say, thank you, God, for all you done for. Yeah. Oh. I love that song. I feel you, Jesse. You sure it happened to me, honey. I thought I would never use hard drugs, even as a child. I thought the scariest thing in the world, it was two things. One thing was to become a heroin addict. That was the big deal when I was a preteen, whatever. I thought that'd be the worst thing in the world and a sure death. That would never happen to me. And thankfully, that particular drug didn't happen to me, but something just as bad did. Correct. So it can't happen to anybody. You can get caught up with drugs. Of course, people do drugs, and they do drink, and they smoke weed and all that kind of stuff. And you just don't know what you're going to get. Everybody who drinks a glass of wine is not going to become a wino. So there's a lot of realness in this story, and a lot of fiction, and a lot of the supernatural. Thank God for readers, honey. People are still reading. We love you. Can't be any writers if we got no readers. But people say, well, people not reading no more. Well, most of the stories you see, most of the movies you see, a lot of them started off as novels. Somebody wrote that story. It didn't just fall out the air. Correct? So we keep on writing. Plus, I just love to do it. You didn't know I was in the hospital, so since the #1 show? I had been announcing it a little bit. The show sliced and diced my ass up. Spine surgery. And the thing is, your spine's in the back, but they go in through the front, right? And they're taking bones out of your spine. But so far, it doesn't seem to affect my walking or my back or anything like that. And it is titanium, so I can expect it to hold up better than my own bones. Your neck is the only bone in your back that's actually moving, right? Your back is straight. It doesn't flex or turn or anything. It's your neck that you're constantly using. So obviously that's the reason why it gives out. So I just found out that it's not an uncommon surgery. Mm-hmm. Thank you, God. Mm-hmm. We did it again, Holy Spirit. Thank you. He brings you through, baby. Even when I had that cancer and they had something went wrong in the surgery, I still wasn't scared of death. I wasn't scared of dying. I said, God, if it's time, use me. When I get to heaven, I'm going to scream and shout. Nobody will be able to put me out. Said, I'm going to a place. That's the whole faith, right? People always trying to send somebody to hell, honey. The faith is that you won't go to hell. The faith is that you're going to believe what Jesus said about the afterlife. Be able to see my partner, my grandma, all my friends. I lost a lot of people. Hi, Rhonda McGee. Glad to see you too. Do you strain your voice? We're going to need you to sing next week. Don't strain my voice, Lord. It couldn't get much worse, could it, girl? It couldn't get too much worse. I'm a little hoarse, but so far I've been fine. Fortunately, I have one relative here in San Francisco. My nephew, he picked me up. That feels good. It's good to have somebody here. I've been in California for 40 years, completely by myself. But he moved here about 10 years ago. Time has flown by. And my little doggy, you just saw him. He was so happy when you saw his dad, D. He was flipping around on his head, falling backwards. It's so nice to be loved. It's so good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. And that's a fact. Say not 20-30. No, not 20-70. Not 60-40. I'm talking about a 50-50 love. Yeah. There was a lady in the building who took care of him, but she just came in and fed him and walked him, right? So he had been lonely for 4 days here by himself. Take my time. No, I don't do that much anyway, Rhonda. This is about the most I move around, child. So I'm not aware of what's been going on YouTube. I know that the airwaves are crowded with Kamala Harris, and it makes me so happy. So if we choose to cover Donald Trump, they got a story every 15 minutes. They got stories on this damn Vance. Boy, he's really a bad pick. You know what? He reminds me of Sarah when John McCain picked Sarah Palin as a running mate. Fatal mistake. And this dude is talking about women who are not who don't have babies or lesser people. They should pay less. If they got babies, they should pay less taxes. They already do that. They already got child credit. But the way he makes it sound like a woman's job, their assignment, their only purpose for being alive is to have babies. Totally disregarding people who can't have babies. People who you only can have them for what, the first 30 years. So after that, those people don't count anymore because they've finished their assignment by having children. Like everything is supposed to be focused around his having children. Like a person has no value no matter if they change the world or not, if they don't have babies. And he said that the country is being run by people with no kids. What the hell they got to do with the kids, girl? We want to do how you gonna fix this goddamn world in this country. I don't care about your damn children. But he's backwards. His book is Hillbilly Elegy. And he talk about a fucked up family where he came from. I don't know how this dude figures he is the moral authority. I just don't get it. His mom was a heroin addict. His grandmama poured gasoline on her husband and burned the daddy all down his back until the children can't come and put the fire out. Correct. His mama had been with all the men in town or close to all the men. She certainly tried or did her best. Men in and out of the house and all that. So how in the hell is he the moral authority? Anyway, so this will be interesting. I'm hoping that he's not going to be able to finesse his way out of a debate with Kamala Harris. She is ready for his ass. She's already announced, I am ready right now. You said anytime, anywhere. Okay, I'm ready. When you want to do it? Oh, we have to wait for the Democrats to decide if you're going to be the one. Girl, you ain't got to wait for shit. Kamala Harris is the dominant. She is it, honey. I don't see any way that they can go any other direction, child. She's already got the delegates. She's already got plenty of money. You're trying to hold up the money from Biden. Talking about she's not entitled to that money, $94 million. She made that in one day, Donald Trump. So you're not going to destroy Kamala Harris by doing one of your legal maneuvers and trying to get her not to be able to claim Joe Biden's money that was donated. He can't keep the money. So what are they going to make out 100,000 checks to people who send him the money? It's stupid as hell. It's dumb as hell. She's on the same ticket, honey. Right? But I don't think she's that worried about the 94,000. Yes, it would be nice to have the a couple 100,000. How much was it? Was it 94,000? Whatever. Yeah, 94,000. She raised 100,000. I think she's something at 150,000 now. And we're not even a week in. Kamala Harris is going to be our president. That fool's going to do everything he can to get out of the goddamn debates, including claiming that he got to be in court all these days, and he's fighting these cases. Well, that is disgusting in itself. You mean to tell me you're running for president and you spend most of your time in court fighting more felonies, more misdemeanors, more felonies, more rapes, more all this shit? But you want to be the president, and these idiots that are following you, they actually want you to be the president. Why? What sense does that make? There is no other sense to be made from that. Is that you're a bunch of bigots. Every goddamn racist group in the country supports you. Now, how does that happen? If you're not a racist bigot, how come all the Ku Klux Klan, the goddamn what is it, Power Boys, what the hell their name is? Every racist group supports Donald Trump. Correct? And isn't that just ironic that a black woman would beat you? I know that makes him, he was having a hard time because Biden beat him. How's he gonna feel about a black woman? He don't respect nobody with dark skin, period. Them people, them fools that going over there to I support Donald Trump. Coons. Baby, those coons, all he sees you as a way to win this race. He has no interest in no damn rappers, Kanye. Silly ass people. I don't hope they don't bring their ass over here. Moderators, if y'all see anybody over here talking shit about Kamala or supporting Donald Trump for the president, this goddamn bigot, they are blocked forever. Yes, Jesse, it's a shame. They have whole neighborhoods here on that fucking fentanyl. Now, the effects are similar to heroin, but it is killing them at a much faster pace. So essentially, the battle is about fentanyl. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm behind, yeah. She raised 200 million. Jesus Christ. That's the president. When you compare these people, just to hear them talk, the things that Donald Trump coming over here talking about, he's still trying to insult people. He should be a goddamn YouTuber, honey. If all he wants to do is insult people, where is he at on any kind of policy to accept these idiots want to take away a woman's right to control her own goddamn body? They don't have nothing to do with raising these unwanted children. They just want to keep pumping babies. Just make babies. That's what the Bible said. Make babies. Be fruitful, multiply. Girl, I'm sure you can find a line or two in that Bible to support whatever you think. You want to beat your children? Spare the rod, spoil the child. You can find anything in there, child. Right? This is the modern world, and you actually have to be able to think. And this fucking idiot, J.D. Vance, his book was successful, honey, talking about being a hillbilly. Right? But that was one screwed up family, believe me. So it offends me that he's going to come on here and try to be the moral authority over hundreds of thousands of women and tell them what they're going to do. Correct? He said, you ain't got no children. You a cat woman. So I guess all the single women, y'all got cats, 4, 5, 6, 7 cats around your house. Correct? That's how he sees a woman without children. He said, oh, we need to get more tax breaks for people who have children. We have to have a bigger say in the government. What? What kind of sense does that make? Because you have children, you have more say in the government? It doesn't even make any sense. He about as dumb as Trump. Trump runs on insults, honey. It gets some people all happy. Every time he says something racist, they just, oh, yeah, Trump forever, Trump. Lord have mercy. A goddamn reality star. Masquerading as some multi-billionaire. I'm worth 11 million. They say, oh, I don't know how many billion now. I said, aren't you guys going to charge? I think Kamala will charge him for every goddamn lie. You said you're worth $11 billion. Let's see the paperwork. I'm just saying, if you're worth that, then just show the paperwork, right? Apparently, you don't even have enough money to pay for your own cases, right? These lawsuits, you owe these people all this money, and you have the nerve to subvert the Supreme Court and try to get yourself not to pay the money. You lost the goddamn lawsuit. We sit up here and watch you. You controlled the airways for fucking years. And now you don't want to pay? Well, what good is the court then? He sounds like goddamn Richard Nixon. You remember Nixon? Well, if the president does it, it's not illegal. Ain't that a bitch? Or are you a king? I don't even think the king can murder people. Donald Trump said he can murder you if you want to. When you take away all these laws, and it's embarrassing the way he's manipulated the Supreme Court. You should have known when he put those people on there, he had a plan. But it is embarrassing for these people, these judges on the Supreme Court. You guys are falling down, kissing the ring, just like these ridiculous ass politicians. You're not supposed to be politicians. You're supposed to represent the law. How in the hell could Donald Trump be innocent of everything? He's found guilty by the courts of everything he's charged with, across the board, right? You coming to saying he's not guilty of anything. Where in the fuck does that happen? It's supposed to be America. He gets on that damn stage, supposed to be these rallies. Girl, it's just like a comedy show. All he does is get up there and talk about people, call people names, honey. You hear her laugh. Oh, I couldn't vote for somebody who had a laugh like that. Oh, Kamala Harris, how could you? Oh, this disgusting person. Oh, how can a Jewish person vote for Kamala Harris? How can a Jewish person vote for? So Kamala Harris hates Jewish people because of her opinion about these goddamn wars, right? Kamala Harris hates all Jewish people. Isn't that funny? Since she's married to a Jewish man. If I hate you, I'm certainly not going to marry your ass. This is the kind of politics he had, right? Just insult after insult and after insult, correct? Now, some people, they find that funny, but I'm not going to no political rally to laugh. This is not the goddamn comedy show, correct? Hit them thumbs up, people. Up, up, up. Would you please hit the like button? Thank you. Hit that like button. Hit that Cash App, baby. We're going to be a little short this month. We got our book published. That's what that was my goal for this month. It is done. I wonder if this is going to be another series. So far, with the exception of Meth Monster, I've written 2 series. One about this situation here, Beef Sector, and what about Love and Gospel Music, coming of age story. But that was 4 books. So if you make it a series, you just keep on writing, just like the book ended at some point, and now you go forward. I have some ideas, so we'll see. But it's nice to have a project, something that you're working on, particularly when you ain't taking your ass to a job every day. You need a reason to get out of bed, other than you wonderful people. This is a happy time for America. Don't it feel like Barack Obama run? It is time, honey. Don't be worried about, oh, Hillary didn't win. Child, this is a different time, and these are different people. The time is now. America can make history again. And I don't think Kamala Harris is going to be in there as the Black Power, what do you call them? The activists. That's not her job. We're thankful that we have activists, correct? But that's not the job of a president. So we need to all fall behind this woman, right? And keep the wheel moving towards anybody who is qualified to be the president. We don't always got to be run by old white men. They don't get to make decisions about your private parts, right? They ain't laying on the table with their legs open. They ain't got nothing to do after you have the baby. They're gonna be bitching about welfare. Well, what the fuck you think gonna happen? You got all these 16-year-old girls. People who have sex. You have a chance of getting pregnant. That is one of the things about being a heterosexual. You have sex. There's always a chance something will go wrong. Somebody will get excited. Whatever, right? And then you got these people who don't want the baby. That's why they find babies in trash cans. They don't want the child. You're telling them they can't. They gotta have it. Correct? You don't know what kind of zombies and monsters you're encouraging to have children. So all the heroin addicts going to have children. What are their chances of being born without deformities? Their mama's a heroin addict. Correct? All these poor people having all these damn babies. For what? What are you scared of? I think a lot of white folks are scared that this population is changing too fast and they don't like all these minorities. That's how they jump on the Mexicans so bad. Latin countries, right? They're so afraid that the demographic is going to change. So they just want white people to have babies, correct? Only problem is the white ones are only going to have 1 or 2. They're not known to be the ones who have a lot of babies. That's why there's so many black folks in the world, because even a generation before me, people were having 12, 13 children was nothing. My grandmama had 9 kids. That was a low number. There are people in our church that had 12, 13, 14 children. That was what God was saying at that time, correct? And now is a different time. Women can do more than have babies, right? Oh, you got to get a husband. He still wants to go back. She's like Donald Trump. They want to go back to the 1950s, honey. where everything on television was white. They're just white, right? Everybody had 2.3 kids. But they had jobs, different kind of jobs at that time, Donald Trump. And we're sorry that you want to go back to that time where just by the color of your skin, you could run everything. You were in control. We couldn't even use the toilet. We were so inferior, so much lesser people. And then you found out that no, they're real people. They're not they're not 2/3 human. Isn't that what they had in the government? We were 2/3 human. The fuck is that? So yes, it'll be wonderful to watch Kamala kick your ass. The prosecutor versus the criminal, the hardened criminal. And we only talking about the crimes he recently been convicted of, but he's been getting away with shit since he was a baby. And he fucked off. What was it? How many? Was it $40 million the daddy gave him? Then he wouldn't even get the other relatives. He wouldn't fault them in court to take their money too, so he could fuck it off. Plus, he was a goddamn owning a studio in Atlantic City. Casino. Now, who do we know that runs casinos in Atlantic City? When you think about Las Vegas, Atlantic City, the gambling capitals, who do you think, at least traditionally or in our history, ran casinos? It's all gangsters, correct? So you're the only one clean amongst all these gangsters, Donald Trump? You could go on forever with this dude, right? Most people like me can't even remember all the shit this dude is guilty of. That's why he's guilty of everything. He is an entitled asshole, correct? And I think that probably his daddy beat that ass. And that's why, hold on a minute. Hello? Between 10 and 11. Okay. All right. You can call my cell phone to get instructions about how to get in the building, but my apartment is 210. Yeah, the instructions will be at the door. All right. Thank you. I'm going to have a physical therapist come in to see me, so I took the call. I don't know what they're going to teach me to do. I walked Sweeney Dog this morning. That was my only issue, because he does pulls, particularly if a skateboarder go by. Would I be strong enough to hold him and all that? But there was no problem. So, but we'll let him come. We ain't paying nothing for it, so we might as well get all we can get. Getting while the getting is good. I believe in that. You got healthcare, use it, honey. Right? So we not going back. That's a good slogan, honey, to run on. Yes, we can. And we're not. Yes, we can again. And we're not going back. So much of this country has been based on race, keeping everybody else down. Well, the times have changed. I believe that's what God wants. That's what God's going to get. And Trump trying to talk about her background. What the fuck are you talking about, child? That woman has been active since she left college, right? She's been a prosecutor. She's been a senator. She's taken every step. They're going to try to tear that down, dumbasses. And you get them excited. Get them excited about the race and about gender. Frankly, it's also all women should be supporting Kamala Harris. She's fighting for your rights primarily. Correct. This has always been her mission. This Roe versus Wade thing. And you will get your rights back. You ain't getting no rights back with Donald Trump. He's going to continue to try to make himself like some king and try to make us like his usurps, peons. Yep, they all run by the mob. Atlantic City, honey. Any biography you hear about hotels in Atlantic City is usually going to involve the mob. So he runs it like a mob boss. He got all these Republicans scared. They're acting like they support him. They are all scared of him. He could ruin their little career. Some of them motherfuckers are so old, girl. You ought to want to retire and be a man or a woman. Stand up, shit. That Vance, he was a primary never Trumper. Switch it just like that. Now he loves Donald Trump. Ain't that a bitch? It shows you about your character, Vance. You are another Sarah Palin pick. You picked another dumbass. Plus, he ain't but what, 30-something years? Well, he looks terrible. 30-something years old, child. They got to tell you how old he is because you couldn't guess it with that fat face. Mm-hmm. My dad got 11. 11 what? Okay. He talked more than 45. Yeah, it looks like Democrats are going to hold on to the office. Usually it goes back and forth, you know. The incumbent, then the next president will be Republican, the next one would be Democrat. It looks like the Democrats are going to have to hold on to this thing. We in big trouble. If Trump became the president, there will be no hold on what he could do. He can go in there and do anything he wants to do. And even though the world complained about the tax breaks that he gave millionaires and multimillionaires, he gave them all these tax breaks, and we're talking millions of dollars each. Correct? He wants to cut their taxes more. So if he can get in there and be the president, he can just cut them. And then we spend the next 10, 20 years trying to get back to something normal. Right? Everything goes to the 1%. What they even need all that money for? It's crazy. Now he supports Bitcoin. Right? I thought you hated Bitcoin, Donald Trump. The damn Republicans, they have no more. I mean, they have no convictions. They don't stick to nothing. All of them fell in line with Donald Trump. I mean, come on. Y'all couldn't find a better candidate than that? No, you're all scared. He probably out there intimidating you, blackmailing you, got information on you. There's no reason that Donald Trump would want to have all these government documents after he left the presidency if he wasn't going to use them. If it wasn't his intention to use these top secret documents, why have them? What are you going to do with them? Toilet paper? He had them in the toilet. The only reason he's going to manipulate people and control people. He's power hungry. He's old as fuck. He needs to go sit his ass down somewhere. Just like he said, Joe Biden was so old, and now you 3 years behind him. So guess what? The fight is still about age, your age. How does it feel? And he can't talk that woman. She's going to be talking serious facts. That's her business. That's what she's done all her life. Serious facts, prosecuting criminals. She said, I know Donald Trump's type. I fought with these people my whole life, my whole career. Correct? She sees right through him, honey. Just like the other black women who have prosecuted his ass and won until the Supreme Court got involved. That's so embarrassing for the world. You made the Supreme Court a joke. Yes, that's another thing, soul sister. Thank you. Everybody who voted to 45 ended up in jail. What kind of government is that, child? You mean damn near everybody who worked with you, Donald Trump? All of your goddamn people end up in prison, girl. And they're just waiting to catch the big fish, your ass. Oh, it's never been, everything about Donald Trump has never been done. We ain't never had no damn reality star for a president either. I think it's embarrassing the way he uses his own people. Since you classify people as just black and white, I mean, why would you go after these poor white people, child? Those are the ones who are voting for you. Those are the ones who are screaming in your aisles and so forth, right? You got nothing in common with those people, correct? Your daddy was a millionaire, multi-millionaire, right? You've had privilege in your entire life, correct? But all of a sudden now you one of the people. You ain't gonna do a goddamn thing for them people except for stupid ass ideas like the big beautiful wall. We'll keep them out. They'll never come here. They're rapists. What else are they? They're all drug dealers. They're all come, girl. He said they're all coming out of mental institutions and they're emptying their prisons to come here. Really. So there are no good people seeking asylum. None. Right? You make them all the enemy. There's discussing the way you treated those children. Children come across the board. How can you separate little kids from their parents? So now they have no parents. What kind of shit is that? Oh, they shouldn't have never came. They break the law. They break the law. What Donald Trump, tell us about breaking the law, because you're an expert at breaking the law, correct? I don't know what kind of lawyers you're hiring these days, but they're not very good. So you must not be able to hire the best lawyers, right? Because you just guilty every time you go in front of a judge, your ass is guilty. Oh, we can't put him in jail. He's an ex-president. Yes, you can. You need to prove something to this country. That the law means something. Mm-hmm. Some of them ones getting out of prison and jail is his worst enemies. Especially that Michael Cohen. Oh, he done wrote him 2 books. He done made millions on. He got 2 podcasts. All he talked about is Donald Trump, child. You let him go to prison. Now you're paying the price. Now, what about Rudy? Are they gonna throw his ass in jail too? Well, they're definitely gonna break him. And Rudy feels like you never paid him. All the ass kissing that he did for you, and you gonna sit up there and let them people take his house, right? So Rudy's pissed off too. When he gonna come out and turn? Then he could resurrect his own damn career, maybe get some respect back. Correct? You did leave him. You left him standing at the goddamn courtroom, child. What was he owe? $175 million. He owes those 2 black ladies. Was that $180 million, child? Right? Oh, he'll never pay. He can never pay that much. Well, he can pay everything he got. And that's the point of the lawsuit, to break your ass for lying on people. I don't understand these people who are voting for him. Why would you allow that? What are you teaching your children? I'm serious about that part. All these Republicans, these fat white people, what are you teaching your children? You will vote for somebody who rapes people, steals, swindles, lies, hundreds and thousands of lies. How can you teach your kids that it's wrong to lie? And you support some shit like that? You let this fool just come and take over our country? Yes, our country is ours too. It ain't no more his than it is ours. Oh, they don't have kids. They don't have kids. Really, everything that you have, that's what you're judging the rest of the world on. So you're closing up every woman's womb because you think a woman's only value is to have children. Children in cages. That proved that he's a sociopath. Miss Terminator. Sociopath. He hasn't the ability to care. That's one thing I learned in that hospital, though. They got, just like the United Nations. I go to UCSF. United Nations, there are all these young people with wonderful careers, every single race you can think of, child. They have, San Francisco is a very diverse city. But being in that hospital where they're all together, you see there's all kinds of people who are doing great things, who have great value, honey. They're just people. It ain't all about their color. So I'm hoping this thing ain't gonna become some race issue, right? Because that's not the primary issue. The issue should be the real issues that affect America. He ain't got no damn ideas. All he want to do is go up there and insult people who got a big head. Oh, look at the size of her head. Ooh, look at her laugh. She's too happy. Oh, she can dance. Same thing you said about Barack Obama, correct? Didn't you get pissed off because Barack Obama could play basketball? Was that supposed to be a disgrace? It's never happened in history. It's never happened. Girl, you have broken every rule, Donald Trump. We don't need to be talking about no history. And I can tell you that the history books are not going to be favorable to you. People are going to be questioned for the next 100 years. How in the hell did that happen? This person just caused an insurrection on the White House. Correct? They were in there taking shits in the White House, child. Crushing police officers because he refused to leave. And then you want to put him back in the White House? Let me see what y'all say. Hi, Cat Bryant. Pretty things. Your name is unique, pretty things. The children always say pretty things or pretty things. You're pretty teens. Has anything been going on this YouTube worth speaking about? I don't know. It's mostly going to be about Kamala for a while. Buttigieg is a good spokesman too. He may get his day. I don't think they're going to run a gay man and a woman and a black person all at the same time. They're going to be fearful that somebody try to take over. But his time is coming. Correct. He's done an excellent job with transportation. Pete Buttigieg blasts JD Vance's strange world view and bizarre GOP agenda. Yeah, Buttigieg is a good speaker. They're already starting to talk, baby. It all happened in a week. 1 week's time, honey. Thank you, Joe. We're just waiting for you, brother. You did what you needed to do, you know. Now you can live out your legacy. Enjoy your grandkids. He'll still be in politics. You see that Obama's still in politics. They still in politics. The Clintons are still in politics. They still have power in politics. Biden's going to be a big voice, right? But he didn't do anything wrong. He just got old, honey, like we all do. Charlene Smith feeling better, baby. I only been home a day. I came home last night. I can still run my mouth. It is true. Thank you. Is your name Rare? 007? Thank you guys for your love and support. I really did miss my YouTube. First thing I asked the doctor, I said, will I be able to talk? Correct? That was the most important thing. Thank you, Liz Smile. Is we smile? Well, I can't pronounce your name right, baby, but thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Fortunately, I had enough sense to know I needed to go to the market before I went to surgery. So I have food and so forth here. I don't really need to go out. I see Miss J. Wilson. Of course, we got to have our Wilson moment. I see Miss J. Wilson at the airport. Child, I told you, don't be filming in the light, J. Wilson. If y'all want to see the real J. Wilson, he is filming in an airport, and he is showing that face. And he don't have no glasses on. Girl. Remember, the only reason we know he's 55, 54 is because that's what he said. Yeah, he looked extra ugly. Jay Wilson needs someone. Well, he's on with Kobe. He's on with Kobe. I don't know what he needs Kobe for, because he said that he'd already lost the weight. Remember? Then he come back smiling, grinning, cheesing about how he accomplished his goals, and he always performs. That's why y'all need to give me money, Give me the money because I always perform on yourself. So I need to give you my money so you can perform things on yourself. Well, apparently it didn't last long because he must have gained weight again because they wouldn't have given him a prescription for Wegovy if he wasn't fat, right? So he became Avatar. He said he hated avatars. He would not have no argument with avatars. He wouldn't talk to no avatars. Like I said, he has a lot in common with Trump. What he says doesn't mean a goddamn thing, right? So now he's 90% Avatar. What a difference a day makes. Pray for your speedy recovery. Yep, God just loves me, honey. I'm the apple of his eye. So are you, humanity. He said, "Go on, soldier." All right, guys, it's good to see you again. Please go and get my book. It's only $5-6 on Amazon for the Kindle download. The regular paperback will be available probably Monday or Tuesday. I think it's $12 or something like that. So please support, and I think you will enjoy the story. Right? Hi, Tracy, I missed you. Tracy and Rhonda, I didn't even speak. Oh, Lord have mercy. These are my primary supporters. Winter Rose, Brooklyn Sister. Hey, Brooklyn Sister. I'm sorry I missed you guys. There's a lot of you. Wonder how I was doing. Yeah, I had to go and show my face. I made a video in the hospital when they first did the surgery, and I had a neck brace up on the ear, machines all around, all this stuff. Yeah. They do a lot in it when they got you in there. But so for some reason it won't post on YouTube. So whatever. Let me see. Look at all these people. Lord have mercy. Y'all do love me. It's so sweet. All right, guys. So we'll talk to you later. And once again, I'll be posting don't expect any clever covers for a while, a couple of weeks at least. I'll be promoting my new book, The Battle. Okay? Love you. Later.